We
This will
made
be a
it.
fun. This will be fun. I'm so excited. It's so nice to finally meet you, and I just love everything you're doing. If I can say that
Oh
right off the
my
bat.
God. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love what you're doing. You're really inspiring me. I want to get
No,
out there. I want to get out
you
there.
were the what you showed me was amazing. It was full of presence and just great people dynamics, and it was just like it was like the example. I'm not
Yeah,
even
but
kidding
that
you.
was like 8 years ago.
I know you still got it for sure, you know?
Thank you. I gotta get out there, James. It's really important. It's really important. I can only imagine how many people you have influenced, like after the fact, just thinking
Yeah.
about it on the way home from me.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
was in a live stream the other day and I was lamenting to everybody like you got to take something in mind. You're not going to change anybody the day of. It's never going to happen. There might be some vegans out there that are saying I can do it. I can be the vegan maker right here right now. And no you can't. Sorry, you can't. But what you can do is you can get really fucking can I cuss?
Oh,
Or
yeah. We
should I
haven't
not?
even started the interview, but you
Oh,
can
okay.
definitely
Oh,
curse.
okay. You can get really fucking loud. You know what I mean? And you can just create noise, get attention, and then while doing that, get these healthy conversations going that prompt people to
Yes.
think, be friendly and communicative, and be the credential, have like a canvas of credence when talking to others. It will actually make them take you seriously and really think about it. But you can't just turn someone vegan instantly. It's kind of been a learning curve for me to realize that too, because in the beginning of my activism, I was more so kind of emulating others until I really looked intuitively from to like deep down and realized, this wasn't the way. And I kind of went with my own inner guidance to kind of find my way, which wound up being a little more friendly and open, instead of military and automata, robotic.
Yes, yes. Okay, listen, I have a lot of questions for you.
Yeah,
So we've already started. Yeah, this is great.
cool.
This is perfect. We've already started. Okay, so now I'm recording this privately and basically, I'm going to do multiple different documentaries with your answers and a
Oh,
bunch of
cool.
people, Will Tuttle and Doug Graham and everything like that. Because I want to do a documentary on veganism, animal activism, on nature, on the
Oh, cool. This
importance
is
of
gonna be
raw
epic.
foods,
Yeah,
supplements. There's so many different. So I'm going to ask you a lot of random questions, but
yeah,
the first question is, first of all, so you're James and you're at
yes.
the vegan sign guy.
Yeah, so like my handle is vegan sign guy, and I'm vegan sign guy on Instagram and TikTok. But my YouTube channel, I kind of broadened out not too long ago. So my YouTube channel is Above the Horizon, which, of course, includes vegan activism, health, spirituality, and things like that. But I figured I was at a point to where I could kind of broaden my expression a little bit and kind of present how different things are all interconnected to veganism and while keeping vegan activism the absolute pillar of the channel. But yeah, Above the Horizon is my YouTube channel, and then Vegan Sign Guy
Okay.
is kind of my handle throughout social media. So,
Yes, I will leave that below.
oh,
And
cool.
I wanted to know, how old are you?
I'm 43 as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
Happy birthday. Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Yeah, I
Okay,
was in New York.
43.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
awesome.
Nice.
It was awesome.
And when did you go vegan?
So gosh, I guess I was around 30. It was 13 years ago I've been vegan. And I happened to I was online at the time, just kind of surfing the internet. And I remember seeing a YouTube video of somebody that was showing what happens when you eat meat, and there were like some worms in somebody's intestines. And it was like a bodybuilder, I guess, the actual subject in the video. The person that ran the channel. I won't say their name, but they were a very big YouTuber, and I was like, okay, this is a lot of followers, big, you know, impactful video. It looks like here. I checked it out. I was like, this is disgusting. Like I'm eating that, and that led me to a link to watch this speech that was just called "The Best Speech You'll Ever Hear" by Gary Yourofsky. And then, I watched it once. And I was like, nope, F that guy. Nope, not. I went through the whole thing. I said, no chance. And then I made fun of him to my people, my friends at work. I said, this bald dude, thinks he can tell me what to do. He's so righteous. He thinks he's better than everybody. And then like a week later, just something whispered to me and it just said, watch it again. And I did. So I watched the whole video in its entirety again. And then cut to after the video, I do a slow turn to my wife now. And I say, I think I'm going vegan
Oh my God.
today. And it just the truth just if you're ready for it, it will hold nothing back. It'll just absorb you. The truth knows, So that's when I went vegan, and then I've been vegan for 13 years, I guess now.
Why do you think, wow, that's an amazing story. That's really cool. Now, why do you think some people will watch that speech and not go vegan or watch Earthlings? What is your opinion on the people that can watch the animal cruelty videos and not go vegan?
Yeah. I think that all of us as human beings we're all on different trajectories in different kind of planes of growth, different innovation curves. And I think that with a select group of people, they are still at an impasse, and they're still with these kind of really thick blinders on that see the animal, the farm animal in specific, as a number and not as a sovereign, sentient fellow being. And who knows? There's no way to measure how we can get people to that threshold to where the blinders are off and they can kind of see above things. Who knows? There's no way to measure that. We don't have any kind of measurement for that. It's just really, I think, random and has to do with a whole myriad of things. But they don't see the animal as sentient yet, or as an individual with sovereignty and with a subjective experience of life. They might understand it on a conceptual level, but they don't experientially very intrinsically have that familiarity quite yet. And there's no way to instantly turn that on in them. It's a matter of what we do with planting seeds and putting things up in the air for them to see. Because if nobody sees it, there'll be no moving up along the trajectory. It'll just be a solid, it will just be stagnant. But that's why I think vegan activism and vegan outreach and everything that you do and other activists is so important because how can they know if they're not outreached? How can this thing be in their mental sphere if they're not outreached? Mainstream is not doing anything about it. They're doing the antithesis of it. They're suppressing all of it. So the end all I guess the answer to your question is they're just haven't hit that stage yet. Who knows what the uptick is going to be for them that materializes that? Is it going to be talking to another vegan activist? Is it going to be seeing one of your videos? Is it going to be watching Earthlings or reading a book like Mad Cowboy? Um, uh, who knows what it's going to be? But I think faith in humanity is eclipses all things. I think we have to have faith in humanity.
Yeah, I don't. Do you have faith in humanity at this point? Now, I want to be more
Yeah.
like Will
Yeah,
Tuttle. I do.
real time right now. I get that 100%. Oh yeah, 100%. Oh yeah,
So you're a vegan, you're an activist. Okay, so I
100%.
have you on this channel because, well, you're very inspiring. You're inspired me. I'm gonna get
Oh,
out
come
there
on.
again
You are
because I
inspiring. Okay.
thank you. I got inspired by you because you're out there, you're talking to people, and you're just like spreading the seed of, just a possibility out there. And it's powerful. And when I watch your videos, I'm like, I want to do that. That's going to help me feel like I'm doing something worth doing with my life. And so my question is, when did you start and how did you start and what do you do on the streets?
Okay, so I started 2 years ago. It was 2023, and I think I have the sign upstairs that I use. It was in June 2023. And it's funny you should say that because soon I'm going to do a live stream where I'm going to put up my first activism ever, and just so everyone can make fun of me and I can make fun of myself and I can say, don't do that. Pretty much don't do the entire thing. But it was June 2023. I went to the streets of Baltimore, which in retrospect was not the safest place to go. But I'm like, something in me just, I've been vegan, I had been vegan 11 years at that point. Something in me just, it was like bottling up and bottling up and bottling up, and it just could not be contained. And I just wanted to be out there and just do this. So I went to Baltimore 2023 June. I got out at the docks and I got this sign. It said, why are we still eating animals in 2023? I think that's what I
Oh,
said.
I
And
like it.
yeah.
Oh.
And I sat there. If you'll see me in the video, I'm swaying a lot, very, very nervous. I'm smiling. I'm saying hi to everybody, and it's just it's kind of, it's just awkward to watch. But that's why it's going to be so fun doing this live stream when I put this up. But, I ended up having a conversation with one person. And that's all it took for me to really be like, yes, this feels right. Something about this dynamic feels right. And I want to keep going. But it was one person, it was like a 20-minute conversation. And, religion was the impasse with this particular person. And I brought up all the things that I had heard about, how you can look through the purview of, religion and kind of explain compassion and things like that to people that are eating animals. And, it kind of went south, but then it went completely somewhere else. I'll save that for when I actually air this. But it hit me a little bit. It still was a little difficult for me. So I took a break before doing the next one. About 4 months, I took a break and I said, okay, I'll do it again, but later. And then I did it again in November. And then in February of the next year, I guess 2024, I started really kind of doing it more often. And then it's gotten to this point to where I'm doing it weekly now. So I just do it weekly on Saturday nights.
So
And
do you go out with a sign? You have a
yes,
sign? Okay, what does
yes.
it say?
It says, why aren't you vegan yet? 3 quick questions. And the sign has, I should have brought it in with me, but the sign has a bunch of animals on it. And it's kind of like, it just looks fun. It's very expertly designed by a fellow vegan activist that made it for me. And yeah, so it's a really, really easy prompt I have found.
And what are these 3 questions you ask people?
Yes. So this is where it's like evolved a little bit. And this is what I encourage everybody to do with activism. Don't have, you can in the beginning, but don't have like 1, 2, 3 questions that are always the same. You're always going to do nonstop. So it started with 3 questions and they might be, I think I was mainly around like, what is the word vegan? Have you heard the word before? That'll be the first question. And a lot of people will have like the whole dietary thing in their head, right? So no meat, you get that a lot. A lot of people don't even know that it's no meat, cheese, milk, eggs, seafood, or honey. They don't know that whole spectrum,
James, it's unbelievable.
right?
So I ran restaurants in New York, raw vegan restaurants, and I
Oh,
used
cool.
to teach the employees. I was the
Yeah.
first person they met, and I would do the training. And I would ask the kids, they were like 19, 20, 21-year-old kids in New York, and I would say, okay, does anybody know what the word vegan means? Raise your hand. And then one girl, she said, yeah, it means organic. And I was, okay, so what does the word
Wow.
organic?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then I would say, all right, what does the word organic mean? And they would say, organic means vegetarian. And I'm
Oh
like,
my. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. Okay, so
Incredible.
continue.
It's
Yeah,
incredible.
it's
Yeah.
it's it's wild.
Yeah, yeah,
So have
yeah.
you heard of the word vegan? Okay, that's the first question.
Yeah. And then I
Okay.
would they would give me a dietary kind of
Skill.
response, something based on diet.
Yeah.
And I would say, yes, yeah, that is an integral part of it and very consequential. But then I would kind of go to the underlying real meaning of veganism, which is the golden rule and voting with your dollar against violence, oppression, everything, all the bad things. It's an ethical vote with your dollar. And
Hmm.
I would do something in the spirit of that after after they would answer with the dietary response. And then I'd ask them, are you for or against animal abuse? And are you for it or are you against it? And everybody says against it. There might be a clever troll every now and then, it'll be like, you know what, I'm for it.
Right.
It can already and is already kind of seeing how I'm telegraphing, and is picking up on the whole where the conversation's going to go. But most people will say, I'm against it. And then I would just very politely say, well, it looks like you're vegan. You are vegan. And that a vegan heart answers questions like that. And then the next question is the question on the board. Why aren't you vegan yet? And we go from there. And then the barriers, the objections, they all surface like organically, whether it's religion, whether it's animals eat other animals. Whether it's we've been doing it for thousands of years, evolution, vitamins, supplements. Uh,
You heard it all.
oh,
You heard it
yep, yep.
all.
They
Oh,
all they all pop up. They all pop up. And then as an activist, you get your practice fielding all of these. You get the
yeah.
practice fielding all of these questions, and you're only going to get better while doing it, right? And all these things happen the more you go out and do it. Your anxiety gets tempered, your answers get more articulate, you become more interconnected with the subject. You stop seeing them as the enemy, you see them as your friend.
Yeah.
um, and you look at it as a conversation, not a debate. But digressing a little bit, that would be my like archetypical first three questions, right? As time has gone on, I have been able to kind of real time change the questions, change the approach um, for each person to the best I can. Like one of the things, and I don't know, I haven't really done it so far, but or as of yet, but I've have another one that I'm probably going to use this week coming up, where it'll be kind of tailor made to any of these big alpha dudes that come up to me, because there's a lot of big alpha dudes that want to come and debate science and all this stuff and nutrition and they're, all this stuff. And I was thinking of posturing with like, would you consider yourself a guardian or a bully? That could be the first question,
Mm.
and kind of appeal to this whole energy that they're putting out, and
Yeah.
then go from there with maybe something, a different flavor of are you for or against animal abuse? And then go from there with why aren't you vegan yet, right? Another one I'll do is I'll just tell them, hey, thanks for coming over. I'm an animal rights activist. My name is James. I'm just out here asking three simple questions. The first one is, do you think animals deserve rights? And then,
Yeah.
most people will say yes. A lot of people will say no. That's where you can really quickly start seeing if they're going to be reachable or not. If they're saying no to that right off the bat, then that impasse we talked about earlier with the blinders on, where they can't see the individual, they just see the number. That impasse might be too strong, and it might be time to just try to get out of this conversation to one that will be worthwhile for the time, finite period of time that we're here.
What do
But
you say if somebody answers, do you think animals deserve rights? And they say no.
Yeah, I mean, you can look up not this live stream, but the live stream after. There was a guy that did exactly that, and I made the mistake of talking to him for 25 minutes, and I shouldn't have done that. He started going back to law, and what it's legal law, legality, and apparently he worked in the law field. He worked
Mhm.
for I guess in the political space of Annapolis, and was very proud of his knowing of laws. Well, I would kind of back up and start scrutinizing the anatomy of law. And that's what I did with him. Like, it's basically dogma. It's basically the result of other people's thinking, people that were in power, people that had leverage and stuff like that. But he couldn't see that. There's a saying, what is it? There's a quote. I can't remember who said it, but it might have been Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said, you'll never convince somebody to understand something if their livelihood depends on them not understanding it. Right?
Ooh,
It was
that's
something like
good.
that. It was something like that.
Ooh, that's good.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
good.
And we can parlay that into other spaces, which we may be talking about soon as
The
well.
fucking supplement.
Fuck. Yeah, yeah. It's unbelievable. There it is. Yep. Oh, I
No,
love that
because
you got it
how
all.
people asking me, why don't you debate these plant-based doctors? But their livelihood depends on them not
Exactly.
knowing the truth.
Here's what's going to happen. If they want to debate on B12, and I'll put this out there that anybody that wants to invite me for a debate on B12, you're first going to have to debate the primary of B12. So because B12 is the brainchild of material science. So we will argue on that before we get to B12. If you want to have a debate, we will debate on material science. Then we'll get into B12. But you better be ready because everything's coming out. And it's pretty easy win for the organic natural vegans over the science vegans in the spirit of this.
Okay, we're gonna get to the supplements. Hold
Yeah.
on, because you know too much.
Oh no.
You know too much, like me. You know too much, James. You know it's dangerous to know too much. Now wait, I want to talk about this because you had so many good things to say. First of all, I love that you said ethical vote for your dollar. Veganism is an
Yeah.
ethical vote with your dollar, with your dollar.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, can I ask, please, because I'm about to partake in this, I'm about to go back to talking to people, which I don't actually really enjoy. I think it's really
Hmm.
important. I don't enjoy it because it gets me very angry and
Yeah.
upset and frustrated because it's almost like I'm going to ask your advice, but it's almost like I have to explain why killing babies and frying up their body parts are wrong. It's just like, how can you not see this? Like, you have a dog, right? You've had a cat, right? And then I get upset, and then I'm just like, I hate fucking humans. I'm going back home, and I'm never going out again, right?
Yeah.
So now, how do you talk to these humans without? And you said it so good. You said have a conversation, not a debate. How do
Yeah.
you stay focused on having a conversation and not a debate and not get angry? Would you
Okay.
consider yourself an angry vegan?
No.
Okay. How
Um,
are you not an angry vegan?
so I would not consider myself an angry. In terms of like a very general blanket definition, right? I am angry at one thing and one thing only, and that's the profit-driven narratives. Um, I had I did what my first live stream with Will Tuttle last year. I've done five of them with him now,
Wow.
and
These books are propping up my laptop.
oh, that's awesome! There it is,
I
World
keep them
World
close,
Diet.
and I got his new one too. It's amazing.
Oh, while you showed it, I think it's important for everybody watching this. The Food for Freedom, if you want to see what I'm talking about when I refer to material science, read Food for Freedom and read the chapter that Will laments on material science, how he breaks and deconstructs material science down and showcases that it's nothing but one thing running that engine, and that is effing money. But definitely check that book out for sure. But yeah, oh, that's awesome. You have those. They're just straight. They should be in every school. It should be. It will never happen as per the whole situation right now. But well, can you imagine that book in every school? It'd be unbelievable.
No, but he's one of my biggest mentors because he is a truth speaker and he's not angry. He knows
Yeah,
everything about the truth, but he's not angry, and that inspires
yeah,
me a lot. So,
yes, and
like
yeah.
you.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, let me explain where I
Yes.
was going with that.
Yes.
So I named the first live stream with him "Insightful Tools for Effective Activism." I believe that was it. And one of the things we talked about was this topic that me and you are talking about right now. And it was about seeing that everybody is wounded, right? And we've all been wounded by these profit-driven narratives. They've got us. We were born vegan. We came out innocent, benevolent, full of life and vivacity, and we were taught by these profit-driven narratives that eating meat, cheese, milk, and eggs is normal, necessary, and nice. So, what good would it do for me? Would it be for me or them or all of us, the whole, for me to really just take somebody down, that I'm talking to and not perpetuate it as more of a conversation rather than a debate? because it's like kicking somebody when they're wounded. What point would there be for anything for me to do that when this is the actual situation? Um, what we I think it's okay to have emotion and be angry at the profit-driven narratives that are shoring up these lies for everybody to keep consuming and acting on and behaving against their own values, behaving against their own, ethos. And I think that's a great thing to channel anger at. Um, and even me, I'm not perfect. I mean, I'll find myself and I'm far from perfect. I'll find myself in conversations where, you'll see me, I might lose a little bit of my temperament and, and just respond kind of proportionally to some of the energy I've been given. And it's hard not to do that. And I think some of that is healthy too, because in a way, these animals are being bullied and they're being bullied it's in of unnecessary means. So, somebody might come up and say something while they go around me like, "Hey, I don't care. I love meat. F those animals." Well, I'll say something proportionate back to them because I'm not going to sit there and not say anything and not stand up for these guys while I only have a finite amount of time for these guys while we're out there.
Right.
So, uh, that does happen organically, and I think that's normal, and I think that's a healthy way to defend them. But on a very much broader scale, like from a very macro purview, I do think we've all been wounded, like Will says, and the best way to communicate with people is to have a conversation with them. And yeah,
That is really life changing. That's it, James. Yep.
uh,
I'm not gonna be kicking people when they're down. I don't like
yeah,
that. That's why I am vegan because I don't like taking advantage of, innocent beings. I don't like hurting animals or anyone. I don't want anyone to be hurt. I don't want
yeah,
to kill anyone. I don't want
right,
to
yeah,
pay. That's the thing. People think vegans are so annoying, but like we don't want to pay for anyone to be murdered and tortured
yeah,
and abused, like humans, animal, anyone.
exactly,
What do you
exactly.
say, James, to the people that say vegans are annoying and you should just let them be? You should just let people be and stop pushing your views onto other people.
Oh, wow. Okay. So two things come to mind. The first thing is, how are they going to know about what they're actually doing if they're not outreached, if they're not talked to? And that person that laments that what you just said is kind of naive to my whole posturing there. Like they're not going to know anything if they're not outreached. And, most people don't even know what they're doing. I would also point to what I like to call the choice factor, like somebody saying, just leave them alone. I'll eat meat. You choose to eat your vegan food. I'll choose to eat my meat.
Right.
And I'll point to the choice factor, which is okay, you're clearly lamenting that people should have a choice. So you have three things here. You have the choice to eat meat, the choice not to eat meat, and then you have the third choice factor, the choice of the animal. And we tilt to the animal's outlook. So if you're actually a champion of choice and you actually you know are a champion of people's autonomy, then you'll be vegan, or it's just hypocrisy if you carrying on this kind of posturing, this positioning right here. So I guess that's what I would say. It's like we don't want to just be those good cops that stand by while all the other cops beat the crap out of somebody, and we're just there not intervening and in speaking up when we need to speak up for these vulnerable, voiceless beings.
Yeah, that's good. What do you say to this is so fun for me because I
Yeah,
don't have many people I can ask these questions to.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you. What do you say to people when they tell you you think you're better than other people because you're vegan?
Hmm. I'll tell you. I say no, I don't. I definitely don't. I see myself equal to everybody else. That's why I'm vegan, is because I see the whole how we are. I am you and you are me. Because I see the life behind those eyes with that little animal right there. Because I it's like it's such like a It's such like a device of the prophet narratives to get us just fighting humans. It's so divisive. It's like they curated it and they orchestrated this, and they want the non-vegans to fight with the vegans, and they also want the vegans to fight with the vegans. This whole like, oh, you're just better, you're more righteous.
Yeah.
It's all a product of being inundated with that mainstream information, that 99% information where that inertia is so strong. Like they want the non-vegans to think that these vegans are just virtue signaling. They think they're better. They're so righteous, and they
Yeah.
want them to get defensive and to defend their own positions. I just say I'm not. I say I'm not. And I have had, people bring that up even jokingly sometimes. And it's tough. I haven't really had anybody say that too seriously to me, but maybe in text on the keyboard, when
Hmm.
people get really brave behind the keyboard, I, I goes back to the animal outlook, man.
Yeah.
All arguments stop when we can fully tilt to the animal outlook. Like you can't, this whole sensitive fragility thing, animal outlook. They're being culled, raped, murdered, all on our watch, and we're doing absolutely nothing to
And
stand up and protect them.
and we're voting for it with our dollars
Yeah,
every single day, 3 times a day.
yeah. And
Um,
as Will Tuttle says, that's the only vote that's the real vote that gets counted. That's the only vote that gets counted
that's
because
the only
something
vote that
actually
gets
happens
counted.
from it. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
People have told me that, what you think you're better than me because you're vegan, and I tell them I don't think I'm better than you. That's why I'm vegan. I don't think I'm better
Yeah.
than anyone, including
Yeah.
animals. And wait till you're a raw vegan, then they're really gonna fucking think you think you're so hottie.
Oh yeah.
You think you're
Yeah.
better than me because you're raw? No, I never said that. Do you think
Yeah.
I'm making a
Yeah.
better choice and that's why you're triggered? I don't know.
Yeah.
But tell me about, okay, wait, we're not done with the vegan activism. Tell
Yeah.
me some of the most interesting reasons you've heard from people that are not vegan and what you say to that.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I want to save one for maybe last here. Yeah, so I get religion an awful lot. An
What do they say? I'm confused.
awful lot. Well, I believe in God. I believe in the Bible, and God says that we can eat meat, and this verse
Dominion
is
over
based
the
on
animals.
dominion, yeah, all this stuff. I had some traveling evangelists that popped into my live feed like 3 weeks ago, and they were on the street like me, and they came up to me, and then I just put forth, the golden rule, compassion. I asked them, guys, if you had God and the devil in a room, I did something like this. I can't 100% recall. It was parallel. It wasn't this. And you have God and the devil in the room, and you slit the pig's throat. Who's happy with that? It's not God. And also, you like, if Jesus was here, would he be eating a murdered one of his babies, or would he be eating plants?
Well, but Jesus ate fish, so he wasn't vegan.
Yeah, they'll give me that too.
Well, what do
And
you say to that? If we weren't
yeah,
supposed to eat meat, James, then why is it in the Bible?
yeah, and the Bible has been, transcribed over and over and over by man via, dogmatic mechanics, and I would say to that historical context. I would say historical context. Just like we could almost say that people that have no choice but in certain geographical areas of the world, they have no choice. They're going to die if they don't hunt. They're vegan because they're doing their best. So historical context would warrant that thousands of years ago, maybe this was the context of which he had to abide in, and he was doing his best. We don't know, and I still don't know that, and I still don't know that maybe if Jesus was vegan 100%. But I would probably err on the side of he was because of how enlightened he was in his compassion in the golden rule teachings. Um, so I will relay something in the spirit of that to them when this comes up, and especially when they do he ate fish. Oh, in this Bible verse, he ate lamb, and it's like, what are we doing here? We're like granularly looking at scripts that have been bastardized over and over by man. Like, yeah, it's like what are we even doing, guys? And then I just try to bring it back and rein it back a little bit out of the religion. But I did get religion. What else do I get? Um, I get a lot of, at the end of the day, we just animals eat animals. At the end of the day, you're not going to go out
Yeah.
into nature and tell a lion to stop eating a gazelle. And they love to preface with at the end of the day. I'm going to call it a whole new thing. It's at the end of the day-ism. It's the whole type of argument that non-vegans give. So that's one.
So what do you say to that?
I said, well, I basically tell them you were taught that. You were taught that. We were all taught that. And you're just echoing what you've been taught. I get it. Trust me, I get it. And then I'll kind of try to back up. The whole thing is really about backing up the perspective, just to see better. I'll try to back them up a little bit and say, you were taught that. Your dad was taught that. Everybody in your life, your peers were all taught that. And it all hails from one thing, and that's this kind of nexus of mainstream, this kind of nexus of the military industrial science, you name it, complex that wants you to have these sentiments and thoughts in your head. It doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you appeal to what's going on out there and parlay that to your current context where you can just go to Chipotle or
Well,
you
at the end of the day, James, it's
yeah.
the circle of life.
Oh, Circle of
So
Life. Yeah, you get
can,
that one a lot
can
too.
you help me understand why wouldn't, because I guarantee you somebody's watching this that still eats dead animal body parts, even
Yeah.
though they're following me. And
Yeah.
I don't know why they're following me, but maybe they're following me because they're meant to be vegan and they're meant to hear
That's
you
I would
right
go with
now
that one.
today. So the question is then okay, well, if meat wasn't supposed to be eaten, then why does it taste so good? That's
Oh,
number
there's another good one. Yeah, why does it taste good? Good. I mean, for one thing, I can take a freaking broccoli in there right now, and I can make it taste just as good as meat. I can season, sauce, texture it. I can saute, broil, whatever it. I can make it taste just as good as meat. Okay, we did that. We did that with our man-made tools. We there was nothing natural that came about in these meats. There's nothing natural that shored this up. We just took our tools, we did this, we took live animals and we turned it into something that tasted good instead of just turning to the broccoli, the cauliflower, etc., and using ingenuity there to season, sauce, and texture. This whole thing, why does it taste so good? Give me a break. It's like surface level thinking. And once again, it's that same shored up messaging that has been built out, fostered, and bolstered by these narratives that has got all this in people's heads. Like I don't know if it was your video or somebody else I was watching that really made a great point. And it might have been you.
if it was a good point, it was me.
Right? Yeah, I think it was actually. But it was about like how if it's natural, to you, then you basically you got to go out and you got to go into the wild with these tiny little baby teeth back here, and you got to harvest an animal with no tools at all. You use these claws, right? Is that what these are? These claws to rip open an animal through its dermal layer, everything, get in there, have those festering smells all about you. That's going to make you so hungry. And then you're just gonna manually brute this animal apart and then somehow put its raw body. No, no.
It's interesting when you talk about the animal kingdom, James, and then you see that the animals in the animal kingdom, they actually eat their prey alive. Like
Yeah.
the lions eat the zebra alive because every animal that eats other animals, they know it has to be living to have any type
Ah,
of.
yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
now we
Great
go to
point.
the raw food diet
Great point.
because
Yeah.
if it's dead, it doesn't have any live enzymes or protein or nutrients. The animals know this, but the
Yes.
humans. Now, see, this is why I lost faith in humanity, James. So you're going to help me get more faith back in humanity because first of all, we are the dumbest species to ever walk the planet. We have to be. We have to be. And then second of all, I wanted to ask you about because we're so dumb now that, I say to humans, well, you need to cook the meat for it to taste good. But then there's some people out there eating raw meat now.
Yeah. Yeah, incredible.
what is going on? And you have faith in humanity? What the fuck
Yeah,
is
I
going
mean,
on here?
on a long horizon basis.
Above the
Yeah,
horizon.
I didn't
Right, right,
amplify on
right.
that part. Yeah, they're on a time metric, kind of, yeah, not now, not now.
What do
But
you say to people that say, oh, but people can eat raw meat? They're eating it now. They're literally eating raw meat on social media now.
yeah, it's incredible. I mean, if somebody told me that, it would just be like, yeah. I mean, I would worry for their health for sure. Putting all that stuff into their bodies, like nasty cholesterol, copious saturated fats, the
E.
bacteria,
coli.
cortisol, the hormones, the IGF, everything, E. coli, that those kind of bacterias. Uh, yeah, just you're gonna get sick. And it might not happen right away, but something's gonna be wrong with you. And it's incredibly just terrible and irresponsible to tell others to do that. Absolutely unacceptable, unacceptable and irresponsible to champion that and tell others to do that. Shame on them. That's what I would say.
Yeah,
It's nuts. It's just nuts, you
yeah,
know.
speaking of irresponsible, yeah,
And real quick, let me touch on in tribalism, what
yes,
Will brought up in your live stream. Tribalism is such a huge thing. And it goes with that raw meat, right? It goes with the science vegans, right? It goes with anti-vegans, carnists. Tribalism is something that is so incredibly powerful. And it's something that I think we can now see as realized, humans when we can back up and see these things. But I'm
yeah,
sorry, I cut you off. I just wanted to
no,
mention that how
I just
important that whole idea is of tribalism and seeing it in action.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of, I forgot what we were speaking of, but we were talking about just oh, irresponsible information being put out there.
Yeah,
And that is where the whole like supplement industry comes in and the raw vegan movement comes in, which I know you're interested in raw food, so I'm
I
going to ask you
am.
about
I
that.
had 7 bananas earlier today, just so you know. All
Whoa.
right. Level
But
one,
isn't that too much sugar, James? What's going,
yes,
are you
probably is.
are
It
you
probably is.
aware of how
I
much
don't know.
sugar
No,
that
it's
is?
not. It's probably not. No, I'm like, I am just, you're a Padawan learner. So I'm just kind of vibing with your videos and everything. But is that good? Was 7 bananas good?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
You're
right?
talking to
Yeah.
Doug Graham in an hour. Yeah, you good.
I know. I
You
can't
good.
wait. I want to see. I can't wait to see his too. He's my
Yeah.
new favorite doctor, for sure.
You good. Trust me, you good. No, 7 bananas is amazing. Now, because everybody just if you tell the real world, anybody in the real world, they're gonna freak out. Isn't that too much sugar? What is going
Yeah.
on? Are you okay? Are you a monkey or what are you going on? But people tell me all the time that I'm spreading false information, irresponsible. It's irresponsible
Dangerous
to
misinformation.
dangerous it's
Yeah.
irresponsible to promote the raw food diet or a supplement-free diet or no B12 supplements. It's irresponsible. Now, can you please tell me your opinion? Why is that irresponsible to just share what I'm doing or like share about the raw food or living a supplement-free life? Why do you think that's called irresponsible in our society?
It goes back to tribalism. And
Oh,
like you lamented in the beginning of one of your last videos, it is easier to fool somebody than to convince somebody that they've been
yes.
fooled. They have their tribe, their school of thought. They will not open the walls to consider truth. They just won't do it. And it's the same thing. Maybe there's a certain point, we're all on different trajectories of realizations. We're just waiting for that uptick that happening to illuminate them to the truth. But those blinders are on so tight with these like fundamental science, health science vegans. Um, I would say the absolute opposite. I would say that they love to say that because it's such a low-hanging fruit. Like it's right there in everybody. Oh, to keep it raw vegan themed.
On brand. Yeah.
Everybody's saying the same thing, so they feel it's easy to hop on that train, lever that momentum, right? And then say it's dangerous information. It's dangerous because everybody else is agreeing with them in their tribe. Everybody in the tribe is agreeing with them. It's easy. It's easy. And what's really happening here is they are the ones, whether they know it or not, that are spearheading and spreading dangerous information. They're literally telling people to put the cobalt, the cyanide, the mystery bacteria, because we really don't even know. We know what kinds of canvases B12 is taken from, but but we don't know the precise, and maybe they never will. But they're defending that and basically ordering people to put these man-synthesized entities, material, into their human temples, their vessels. That is irresponsible, unacceptable, and dangerous, if you ask me. And it's at some point, we have to grow up. We have to stop being toddlers, and we have to open our minds, have the courage to see the new frontiers that are right in front of us, and really give the animals a real shot instead of maintaining this Achilles heel that veganism has had for umpteenth years now. So it just saddens me, and I'm disappointed when I hear other vegans say it's dangerous information. And that's how I would answer that.
Yeah, that's good. You had me thinking about, why I'm vegan, even why I'm raw, but we'll stick to, vegan because that's really has nothing to do with diet, in my opinion. I'm vegan because of it's just not right.
Yeah,
It's just not right. And then I realized, oh, wow, I'm vegan because it's actually harder. It's easier to go along to get along. It's easier to just follow the herd. It's easier, but then the road to hell feels like heaven, and the road to heaven feels like hell sometimes. So
yeah,
if somebody's
I
out
love
there
that. Yeah,
watching this, if somebody's out there watching this and they feel like it's so lonely to be vegan or raw, it's so like difficult in your family during the holidays, just know that sometimes the road to heaven feels like hell and the road to hell feels like heaven. And all of these people that are just going along to get along because it's easier to eat whatever, it's easier to just eat the dead animal body parts, it's easier. They're leading themselves to a difficult,
yeah,
depressing, disease-ridden life, a life of regret, a life of they never stood up for what's right. And they
yeah,
might even know. And some people I know, they know. This is the craziest one. Can you help me understand these people?
yeah,
They know it's wrong to eat animals and they still do it. What the
yeah.
fuck is going on there with these
Yeah, yeah,
psychopaths?
yeah. That's it's really a conundrum. And it makes you think psychopath, like you just said. That's there's going to be a group that's kind of fringe and just unsettles you. And that group unsettles me a bit. Um, is there hope for them? I'd like to think so, but dang, that it's a profound thing when you know better, but you don't do better. And,
Yeah.
and it's something within, this sphere when it comes to murder
Yeah,
and
yeah. It's
all the other
scary. Now,
things.
with those
Yeah.
vegans, now let's get into the supplements. So I'm assuming you do
Yeah.
not take supplements.
Oh, no.
Oh
No.
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 Have you ever taken in the 13 years? Were you once afraid and once falling for it?
Yes, yes, yes.
All of
I
us.
was
Yeah.
taking I was taking omega 3s algae oil. I was taking B12. I was taking a multivitamin when I first began, right? I was taking all of those. Um, Cut to 13 years later, I take none of those. And of course, I make sure when I'm at the grocery store, what I'm buying does not have fortified B12 in it. So, you have to do that too. But I definitely believed in B12. It was just a recent happening. This is a fairly recent happening. What, 6 months ago, when um, Anthea was going into my live streams and leaving some comments. It just got me wondering, right? Rose my eyebrow. And I was a stark defender of the B12 narrative. I'd be out on the street. I'm saying the same damn thing all the doctors are saying, the same damn thing everybody else is saying. How, it used to be in the soil, it's not now because of current sanitation, blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. But I was saying that,
Yeah.
and I was like echoing that to people on the street saying, you got to take a supplement now. The animals have to get it supplemented anyway. So we're all supplementing anyway. I was saying all that crap. And that was, by the way, just to kind of digress a little bit, that's another thing that people tell me on the street. Well, what about vitamins and supplements? And B12 is brought up all the time, by the way. It is
Hmm.
brought up all the time. And no matter, and even before, uh, it was palpable to see how profound that impasse was and how bad it was for the animals that the narrative was going on. Because I would talk to people and I would explain to them my previous echoing sentiment on B12, and they would say, "Well, then it's not a perfect diet. You can't eat. You have to eat. You have to supplement with something." And they would hold on to that, and I'd have to concede that because they were right.
Yep.
But now the Achilles heel is gone, and it's just a beautiful thing for the animals, a beautiful thing.
Yes.
But I
Agree.
did believe in all this stuff, all the vitamin fear mongering. I bought all into it. And it really is a tell to how keen and clever some of these narratives are. I like to think that I'm kind of smart. I like to think I've always thought that, hey, I mean, I'm good at math, stuff like that. But they got me. They sure as shit got me up until just 6 months ago.
How could they not
B12.
when it is so incredibly hidden and confusing, and it's just a labyrinth
Yeah.
of we don't even know, like, what is it, the soil? Is it the hand washing? Is it the
Yeah.
and they made it so that you can't figure it out until somebody dedicates their life like
Yeah.
Anthea. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll leave my documentary below and the link to Anthea's book. And
Oh, everybody get it.
I'm at the last chapter. You have read the book, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Quite. But then, what do you say now? What is your opinion of there's some raw vegans out there that have debunked the book with
Oh yeah.
ChatGPT's
Everyone's
help.
going to debunk. Oh, they're using ChatGPT.
I'm sure of it. I have no doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you say to the humans? This is another reason I don't like humans. They are debunking books with ChatGPT's help. What do you say to these
Oh,
motherfuckers?
sure, sure. Okay. Just look up. Oh, here's what you want to do. Here's a good pro tip on seeing that one. Look up the actual institutions, investors, and financial bodies that shore up ChatGPT, and just read the tea leaves and see that there's an interest in conflating ethical based material. That's all you got to do. It's really simple. You're not going to find the truth on B12 from asking a robot when that robot is owned by an entity that it has a vested interest in money flows continuing. That's what I would say. And
Whew.
I,
Everyone write that down. Say that again slower, James, so we can
Anyway,
pretend we said
I got
that.
this light. I got this thing in my.
Oh.
Let's see if this is better now.
Oh,
God.
the sun, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Get
okay.
that vitamin D.
You're
You don't
right.
want any rat poison, James, on that little.
Oh my God. I was also taking vitamin D pills. I forgot to mention that.
Of course, we
Um,
all were. We
so
all were. No, me
going back,
too. Me
yeah.
too. I was in New York. I was vitamin D deficient. My doctor said I like have to. It's dangerous at this point. Like I was taking vitamin D years and years ago, and I always felt like a headache afterwards. I always got migraines afterwards, and I stopped taking it because I'm like, well, this can't be healthy for me. But I'm at the chapter where we're talking about the vitamin D supplements, and I can't wait to learn all about it.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
I,
Yeah.
the book is incredible. And I just want to share real quick, just while I have it in my hand. This is just unbelievable. The whole B12 thing is just exactly like those ex-vegans that say, do you know what I'm talking about? Where the ex-vegans, they say as soon as they had a piece of meat,
Mm.
as soon as they had a piece of meat, all their symptoms went away. And
Mm.
it's the same thing with the vegans that say that they're B12 deficient. As soon as they get a drop of
Yep.
fucking B12, all their symptoms go away.
It's so
And we're
funny.
just literally
Yeah.
falling for this malarkey.
Yeah, yeah. It's called the powerful placebo effect. Yep, that's what it is. That's it, the powerful placebo effect. And I was talking to a fellow vegan activist not too long ago, and he was saying that, well, I need it or I'm going to die. And I had to respect that. I got to say, hey, I'm not here to tell you you can't have something. That would not be within my right if you really feel that you're going to die. But it's anecdotal, and you have to have the intuition, the open mind, and the respect for others
Yeah,
to consider that this is not how it works on a broad basis. You're the exception, not the rule. You need to be
yeah.
responsible, not irresponsible, in expressing from your anecdotal purview that you have to consider may be a product of the placebo effect.
And can we talk about how B12, yeah, that was good. Can we talk about how B12 supplements might not even be vegan? Like
Yeah, yeah.
who's even Nobody's even caring about that, but
Yeah,
yet
yeah. Oh, that's a great.
nobody knows.
I haven't really considered that. Yeah, yeah.
Nobody knows. The
Nobody
sewage
knows.
sludge could be from an animal. We don't even know what's in these products. We're
That's
taking
a
them as
great,
vegan.
yeah, yeah. There could be animal byproducts or animal bacteria. You're absolutely right about that because it's a mystery.
Well, James, in the book, she does talk about how the whey
Oh, whey
waste,
protein isolate. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, is
Oh,
goes
yeah.
into
Dairy
B12 as
runoff.
well.
Dairy
The
runoff from
runoff.
that. That's
Right.
a great point. Yeah, that's not vegan. Last time I checked, right? I
No.
think
The lining of a cow's stomach. Now
dairy waste
listen,
runoff. Yeah, it's dairy waste runoff. Yeah, I didn't even put that together. That's not even vegan, right? I mean, on a technical dietary level.
it's absolutely disgusting. And
Yeah.
I like what you said. Yeah, everyone has the right. You want to clog up your liver and your kidneys with these fucking supplements. You have the right. I always say,
Yes.
I don't actually give a fuck what you eat. I care who you eat.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So if you
I love
want,
that. Yeah.
this book is for, I think you agree, this book is for the people that don't want to have to take supplements and don't really even believe in it, but are being forced to because of the fear mongering. This book
Fear
is for the
mongering.
people that want to learn the truth and want to maybe have the option of, do I want to take supplements? Do I have to? Maybe I don't have to. Like I want the option to take
Yeah.
what to not have to be like in fear. I don't want to
Yeah.
live in fear. And so
Yeah.
this book is for the people that want to learn. It's not for the
Yeah.
people that want to take their supplements. You want to take your supplements? Take your fucking supplements. Who gives
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah.
You want to clog up your liver with the fucking
Yeah.
dairy runoff?
If you're a legitimate, if you're a vegan and you believe in the vegan message and you believe in veganism, you have to read content like this.
Yeah.
You have to have an open mind and the bravery to
Yeah.
read content like this,
Yeah.
like Anthea's book, instead of this whole just reflexively pushing it off and then somehow debunking it within 3 chapters. This is the stuff of toddlers, of children even, to not consider things and just to think selfishly of your own anecdotal purview and I'm right, and to not look outside. If you are an actual vegan or realized vegan, you need to read content that's written by ethical vegans of multi-decades that have taken their own time and invested hours upon hours, thousands of hours in digging up the history for you. Because all you have to see is the history. And then you read the tea leaves, and then you toggle your own intuition, and you realize it's a fucking lie.
What is this expression, the tea leaves?
It's like if it's like it's from like an old story or it's like an old kind of figure of speech where they're like little crumbs that kind of are tells that lead you to truths,
Mm.
basically. You can look it up and it'll give you a better you can use chat GPT for that, it'll give you a better kind of like what
Okay, I
answer
love it. No,
answer.
you said it before, and I was like, oh, what is that? I wanted to ask you about that. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. That's a really cool expression. Now,
Yeah,
I wanted to ask, we got to do another interview because I have a lot of questions for you.
for sure,
But and then
100%.
so I gotta go in a few minutes because I gotta meet Doug
Yes,
on.
I can't wait to see that
I
too.
got
He's my new favorite doctor. I love him.
Yeah, it's amazing. I got a few people lined up today. Spira, Doug,
Oh, very
you.
cool.
Yeah. So now I wanted to ask you about the raw food diet. So you are eating more living foods these days. Can you tell us when did you get interested in the raw food diet? And can you tell us about why you are inspired by the raw food diet?
I got interested in the raw food diet from you. And yes, yes. And you definitely, your channel is unbelievable. I think
Thank you
everybody
so
should be a
much.
subscriber to your channel. It is so full of brightness and light and promise and positivity. And the raw vegan message it just pours through you.
Thank
So if I could say that. But I started integrating some raw probably a few weeks ago now. And for lunch, I'm not doing this every day. I've kind of tempered off a little bit, but I will be getting back onto it. But for a good 2, 3 day stretch, I was having like carrots and cucumbers and radishes and stuff like that for my lunch. And I noticed during my work day, I would have a break and I would eat, these foods. And when I was done, I would feel so effing fantastic. I would feel so good and I would be able to, take on the rest of the day. My energy levels were markedly up. Not a placebo effect. I felt this for real because you can always tell when you're tired after a meal, right? You can always tell when you're tired after a meal. I used to, I would have more cooked foods and maybe a vegan veggie patty or something like that with some potatoes. So I could see a big difference there. And I'm looking forward to putting more into my regimen. Will I go full raw? I don't know yet. I think I want to. And I think the more that I really feel how amazing this diet is, I think that's where I'm headed. But the last 2 weeks have been a big tell as far as the marked difference. And I'm looking forward to exploring more raw foods and watching more of your videos so I can take notes and see some new things to integrate.
Yeah, I'm excited
Good.
for you because you're obviously a truth seeker. And that's why I started being interested in the raw food diet because I was like, oh, this just makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
this just makes sense. And also, I feel so good. I feel so much more energy. And, I was just so lethargic after I used to eat as well. I was always
yeah,
tired, like
yeah,
everyone. Why do you think so many people are drinking coffee? Everyone's
yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah. You
Now
really
I,
made me think. You really made me think with the living foods thing too, how you're really eating something that's more alive, where instead of eating the cooked, just kind of tempered down version of the food, you're eating something more of its pure from the earth version,
yeah. And
and that really made me think because that's important for sure.
yeah, thank you. Thank you so I wasn't expecting that answer, so thank you very much
Oh
for
yeah.
watching my channel.
Yeah.
And then the plant-based doctors, I've lost all respect for them because of so many things that I've realized over the years, not just the supplements, but like they are fearing us from eating raw, the fear mongering,
Yeah.
it's just unbelievable. Now, are there any plant-based doctors that you follow and respect and like?
Yeah, man, not anymore. I'll tell you, like,
Same.
not anymore. I can't. The only doctor that I like is the one I've seen on your channel, Doug.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I like because, I've met a lot of them. I've met a lot of them. I used to go to their like seminars they'd have at Whole Foods or in other places in Maryland, and I've gotten their books. They've signed my books. And I was at that point in my trajectory, and I really saw what they were saying is law. But then when you deconstruct what shores up all the things they lament and you look underneath what, really sponsored their education and you see that engine running,
Mm,
you just lose credit. They just lose credibility. They just lose credibility. Um, there's so many good things, that they may say, of course, leaning people towards a plant-based diet, keeping them plant strong, keeping them, avoiding cholesterol. It's nothing but a net plus for human bodies. But, we are vegans because we are seekers of truth. We champion the truth because we have open minds. And um, this is not vegan. This
mm,
whole regimen that they're running, telling others to put man-made pills and shots and you name it into our temples. This is not vegan,
hmm
you know.
I agree that I lost all respect. There's one
Yeah.
more that you might like. Well, there's a
Yeah.
few more, but Fred Bishi is,
Oh,
do you know who that is?
no.
Okay, you're gonna look him. I'll send you a few videos.
Okay.
Fred Bishi, he's Bisci. He's 96. He's been raw for over 60 years.
Oh,
He's
amazing.
amazing, but not perfect
Yeah. Okay.
because he does recommend a B12 supplement and
Okay.
he does take protein powder now. And he's one of my biggest mentors, and I have to just put my blinders on when he says these things because now that I know what I know, it's hard
Yeah.
for me to unknow it. Like you.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and but I love how you said the that sponsored their education. Like I'm just gonna look at it like that. Like, he's a doctor. He was
Yeah.
in a program that run by the powers that be,
Yeah.
okay, and that have an agenda to
Yeah.
keep us
And
fat, sick, and nearly dead.
if I
Yeah,
may interject real quick,
please.
this is not a conspiracy theory, everybody. There are a lot of people saying, "Oh, conspiracy theorism. This is what we're kind of doing here. This is what is. You've been taught to condemn it like a conspiracy theory, and you're just following orders when you champion that posturing. Stop. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is actually what's running things underneath, and that's money. It's really simple. It's money. It's money, wealth, power, control. Yeah, I just it just bubbles up in me that hearing everybody that's
Yeah,
going to see this and say, "Oh,
yeah.
conspiracy theory." Dude, shut up. Like, let's get real. It goes back to that tribalism where people just want to attribute something to something because it doesn't fit with their tribe criteria or their tribe
Well, I mean,
mentality.
yeah, good point. I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate. It
Yeah,
actually doesn't seem possible, James, that such a big lie, we could just talk about B12, such a big lie could be kept under wraps for so long, and so many people believing it in the plant-based community.
yeah.
How do you think that's possible?
Yeah, it's the exact keen and clever that shores up a narrative, and it's just much more potent with the B12. It was just architected geniusly, like Anthea says. They really did a great job. You got to hand it to them. They did a great job in building this out. It's just they're so just they're blinded. They got their tribal blinders on. They're not going to concede the situation. They're going to hold on to their position. It is befuddling. It's very befuddling.
Anthea is the new Christopher Columbus, I swear. Because she's
She's awesome.
fucking,
She
but
is
he probably
spearheading
was,
this. I
yeah.
love, yeah, yeah.
She's probably better than him because God knows he was probably a fucking member of
Oh, yeah. From
society.
recent,
Yeah, yeah. Never
yeah,
mind.
new, yeah, yeah. That's another conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never another conversation. But okay. So listen, we'll do this again if that's okay with
Yes,
you. I would love
100%.
that. And could you please, is there anything that you'd like to tell my viewers, my fruity cuties from all around the world? Is
Oh,
there
yeah.
anything that you haven't said that you really want to like express or tell them
Yeah.
about anything at all?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess just keep doing what you're doing and following Jeannette. Her content is just unbelievable. I'm so happy that I found your channel. And
Thank you.
also, I've put up a few things on my channel recently on pop-up outreach and how really effectively, technically easy it is to do. And if you're a well learned vegan and you know all the responses and you know all the things, I think it's great to move forward into the space of pop-up activism or any kind of activism, really. Be it chalktivism or wearing a T-shirt uh, for 1 hour a day, once a week, and it be like a very profound, direct T-shirt. Something that helps you get uncomfortable or comfortable being uncomfortable. Um, but get out there and speak up for these little guys as well, because they're just there, and they're at our mercy, and they don't have the voices, they don't have the sound bites that they can emit.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna, okay, I wanted to ask your opinion real quick,
oh
James.
yeah, yeah,
I was gonna, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do here in Miami, right? So I was
yeah,
gonna maybe have a piece of fruit
yeah.
and maybe this little guy or, some
I
other animal.
love that.
And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say which one, but I don't want to be confrontational. I
yeah.
want to have a conversation, like you said.
Yes,
But
yes,
which one is food? Which one is food to you? And like I'll
yeah,
have a mango. And of course they'll
yeah.
say the mango. And I'll say, "Oh, so you are vegan?"
Yes. Oh my
I
gosh, this is
know.
this is amazing.
Yes.
You're real time
Okay.
building this out. This is amazing. I love this.
I
That's a
was
great,
thinking
and it's,
about
it's great
that.
because it makes it so bubbly and kind of warm and inviting. I think that's the best way to approach this.
Okay.
I could get into why I think other dynamics are just not as good. There are some ways that people go about activism now where it's like, whoa, this is the way to approach it, and that gently tilts into a friendly conversation. I love that. I love that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. All right, James approved. So I'm gonna do that. And then I was thinking, like, okay, maybe I'll even have like some fruit they could try and say,
Yeah.
"Ooh, that tastes good, right? Do you know what like it would taste like to bite into this cow, like raw?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm brainstorming because I really love what you said, and
I love that.
I don't want to
Great
have
idea
debates.
too.
I want to have conversations. I want
Yeah.
to just open people's eyes to, because maybe I'll meet somebody that's ready for this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
you and I both are so blessed that you found Gary Yourofsky,
Yeah.
and me, it was Food Inc., which
Oh,
is,
cool. Okay. I
yeah,
never watched that movie. Okay.
yeah, it's not an animal rights documentary, but there's a scene in
Yeah.
the movie where a cow is being pushed into the slaughterhouse because it's too sick to walk in.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it broke my
It's
heart.
profound.
And
Yep.
I was just like, what is this? What
Yeah.
is this? And you know who did that? Oprah. Oprah had the guy, Michael Pollan, on her
Oh, yeah.
show in
Yeah.
2010. And she was like, I'm giving this documentary away for $1 on Amazon because, it's so important. I want you to watch it. Oprah made me vegan.
Oh,
She's
that's
not even
amazing.
vegan.
That's amazing. She had Howard Lyman on her show too, the author of Mad Cowboy, and he's a big vegan advocate now too, former cattle rancher. The book Mad Cowboy is unbelievable. That's so interesting. That's so interesting that that was your genesis.
Mad Cowboy, I've never read. I got to read it.
Hold on, hold that thought real quick while I adjust. It's actually showing up my camera right now. I can
Oh,
show you a picture of it. I have it right
no
here.
way.
This is it. Mad Cowboy.
Wow, look at that.
Yep, by
Wow.
Howard Lyman. And
Wow.
it's one
You
of
know,
the books that I still recommend. I stopped recommending all my vegan doctor books and I got those off my bookshelf. Now I just recommend ethical vegans,
yes.
actual vegans. I'm sorry. I know that's harsh to some listening, but those are the books. Those are the World Peace Diet. There it
You know
is.
that
There it
we're real
is.
vegans when these are the books that are holding up our cameras.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
Keep
that's
them
right.
close.
That's right.
Keep them close, guys.
Figuratively and literally. Yeah, yeah,
Holding us up.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, Will
Absolutely.
Tuttle, people like you, people that are not afraid to speak up and be different and just be weird and do the
Yeah,
hard things in our society. Those are the people that I look up to, and I just want
me too.
to connect with more people like you. So thank you very much, James,
Absolutely. I love it. I
for
can't wait
being
to come
you.
back.
Yes,
This
yes,
is so
yes.
much fun. I'm definitely coming back.
Yeah, let's do more. And then
Sounds
we'll do
great.
some lives too, because I like to go live.
I
I
love going live.
live because you
Yeah.
too, right? I like to interact with people and get the feedback right away. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, James. You're
Awesome.
amazing. And we'll
All
talk
right.
soon. And everyone, let us know below what you think. And below is going to be James's YouTube. Please, if you're a real vegan in your heart, which everybody was born vegan, but if you know you're vegan, please subscribe to James's channel. It's very, very amazing. You
Oh,
will see
so
all
sweet
the
of you. Thank
amazing
you.
activism he does. He does lots of interviews with Will Tuttle, and amazing, amazing channel, amazing content. So James, keep doing what you're doing. I'll leave your link below. And guys, I'll see you in the next video. Let us know below what you think, and please, please subscribe to James. Okay,
Oh,
bye
wow. Thank you
everyone.
so much. All right. Bye, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everybody.
Bye guys.